There we go. Thou hath rescued Lucinda.
He just lets her down and is like, "You good? Okay." And then just keeps going.
Got more girls to save. Alright, so now we are in the ice cave. Hey puppers, welcome to a Let's Play for Wizards and Warriors. This is a game that, for my mother, is the only game that she, honestly liked. I never knew her opinions on, most other games. I tried to get her to play Rugrats, and she got dizzy. A 3D Rugrats golf game. She got dizzy with that. But this is the one game that I remember her talking about that she really likes. And my mother's birthday is right around the corner, so I thought I'd do a Let's Play of this game. So the goal is to rescue the princesses, collect these keys, and battle monsters. And that's basically all you gotta do. You are Kuros, the hero knight.
Okay.
Who's off to stop the evil wizard Malkiel.
So he has to save multiple princesses?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a princess at the end of every level.
Oh.
And you can only open those colored doors by... Ah, crap. Every time you touch it, that counts as going through the door.
That is my weakest point with games going through. Even playing your game on my phone right now, I'm constantly like, let me in!
Let me in! Pretty much, yeah. That's very common, because in an RPG, you'll get discombobulated, and then you'll hit the button and be like, oh no, I went the other way.
The worst is whenever it resets once you leave, so everything that you've done or killed or, whatever in that level, now you have to start over.
It starts over, and it's just like, no!
You just cry a little on the inside.
Oh boy, here we go.
This looks like something I would be horrible at.
Well, I think one of the reasons why it's one of my mom's favorite games is it's very forgiving. It's hard, it's very easy to lose a life, but it won't take long. But once I lose a life, notice that I'll respawn
right in that same spot.
In the exact same spot. Even if I lose all my lives, which are noted by those little helmets right there. Even if I lose all my lives
tombstones.
And I continue, I start back at the exact spot I died.
Okay.
So you're never bumped back to the beginning of the game. You're never bumped back to the beginning of the level. You're bumped back to where you died.
Yeah, that is nice.
Now, bosses still regain their full health when you respawn, but it's a lot better than my least favorite being bumped back to the beginning of the game, which
tell me about
is why I do not enjoy.
Looking at you.
It doesn't bump you back to the beginning of the game. It bumps you back to the beginning of the level or the checkpoint. I'm talking there's games. Lion King is one of them. Lose all your life, title screen.
Oh no! I never got past I think the Stampede level.
I beat it on Disney Classic Games for the Switch because I could use save states, which means you're gonna bump me to the start of the game?
You
Bullshit!
Just save it, yeah.
I'm gonna load up my save where I was getting my ass handed to me in the Hakuna Matata level. But see?
Oh, look at his little leg!
And now I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, that is nice.
So yeah, I think that is one of the reasons why it's one of my mom's favorite games.
It looks like it just has a lot of things that come at you all the time.
Yeah. There's always enemies flying at you, whether it's spiders or goblins or eagles.
I don't feel like after you kill so many, they stop.
No.
There's only so many. They just keep coming.
They just keep coming. So you gotta just kill what's in your way and keep going. So, that's fun. Said no one ever.
It's almost like a weird beat 'em up. You're just always fighting. There's no reprieve.
Oh, okay.
I know it doesn't work like that.
No.
In my mind, it makes sense. But
beat 'em ups are very similar to that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game we played.
Yeah,
that's a beat 'em up. Defeat all the enemies, and it's just proceed.
I know the difference, because the goal of a beat 'em up game is to beat them up.
Yes.
Whereas this one, the goal is to save the princess.
I got the dagger of throwing. Now I have a projectile.
So the goal of this one is to save the princess, but you are constantly fighting.
Yes.
So it doesn't necessarily have the strongest of RPG elements where it's you're on a quest to save the princess or an adventure game.
Okay.
There's more fighting.
So that guy up there is blocking the exit to the level. You need 100 gems.
To pay him?
Yeah, to pay him, and then you can progress. So in each of the level, you have to collect the specific number of gems. Ooh. Okay. Magic potion.
You're not going to beat him. You're just going to pay him to let you go
just
through.
Gonna pay him. None shall pass.
I'll give you $5.
Proceed. Yeah, my dad,
Toll's a toll.
when he first...
A roll's a roll. If you don't pay no toll, we don't need no rolls.
Made that last bit up myself. My dad brought home the NES before I was even born, and my mom would always just burst out in laughter when Mario would hit his head off the block. She thought it was the most ridiculous thing in the world. And my dad was big on games like Super Mario Brothers, The Legend of Zelda, Castlevania, and my mom, just something about Wizards and Warriors caught her attention.
Yeah.
Whereas I was born during the Super Nintendo era, so this was before my time.
Okay.
I didn't really know about this game. It might have been in my house at the time, but I didn't play it nearly as much as the Super Nintendo.
Right.
Because eventually our Nintendo just stopped working, and we just moved on to the Super Nintendo.
Okay.
And it was, I think, during the Wii era, or maybe even before that, where I was just like, I never played the older games.
Mm-hmm.
And we saved up money and we bought another NES, which is the one I have now, so that I could actually play Wizards and Warriors, Star Tropics.
Some of the
older games that I never knew of. Oh, good. The Shield of Protection.
See, I was also born in the same era, but we only had a Sega Genesis.
Slip sliding away. I have many memories with my Super Nintendo. We'd oh, there's the boss. Giant skull. Ugh, I'm dead.
Oh, I love that his leg just slings
It's just like, well.
To let you know he's dead, he has lost control of that leg.
So, again, my cousins would come over, and we'd sit and we'd play a lot of Super Nintendo games. The ones that we'd play the most was The Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse, Donkey Kong Country, Super Mario World, Super Mario All-Stars, and the Power Rangers video game.
Okay.
Those were the ones we played the most. There we go. Thou hath rescued Lucinda.
He just lets her down and is like, "You good, Kay?" And then just keeps going.
Got more girls to save. All right, so now we are in the ice cave. And all these faces on the walls are going to be spewing projectiles at you.
See, I kind of wish that I had that childhood type memory of cousins coming over and playing. All of my cousins lived fairly far away.
Okay. Well, my cousins were basically my extended siblings. I saw them a lot throughout my life.
Whereas, we definitely didn't have that. It was always similar to that when we did get together. But,
well, it's actually not very common for a lot of people. I just noticed that a lot of people aren't close with their cousins.
That's the thing. I was always the oddball out. Everyone I know is super close with their cousins. And
really?
I was just well, they live, half a country away.
See, that was more the norm in my experience. That, my cousin was my blood brother, whereas most people's cousins are just I see them once a year. They're okay.
Yeah, family reunions.
They're okay.
No, see, it's difficult because my mom had so many siblings.
That's the thing. Those are my other cousins.
Yeah.
My other cousins are the ones I just see in family reunions. I'm just all right.
Yeah, my mom has so many siblings, and they all have children. So I don't even know all of my cousins. I haven't met all of my cousins.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I haven't met all of my aunts and uncles.
All right.
So, my dad was one of 5. My mom was one of 9 or 11, depending on what you count family.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right. So there is a power up here that I need. I believe called the Feather of Falling, which allows your jump to slow down enough to where you can time it better.
Oh.
I need this power up to make the rest of the game a lot easier.
Okay.
You can skip this power up, and you have to do some very arbitrary, ridiculous things to specify your jumps. Whereas
I'm a real bad jumper.
Okay, so that's the Potion of Levitation. Oh, come on.
So I wonder why they decided to make the wizard the bad guy. Was it just? Do you know any of the backstory of the game?
Not much. I just know that David Wise did the music, and it was made by Rare. David Wise is the composer for the Donkey Kong Country games.
Okay.
And there it is, the Feather Fall. And Rare would actually go on to make Donkey Kong Country, Banjo-Kazooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day. all kinds of games. So this was just like an experimental, kind of like funny Save the Princess game that they made in the late 80s.
Okay.
But not much is known about it. Again, it's my mother's favorite game, but like it doesn't really have a fan base. It's not really well known. This is one of the more obscure games.
Yeah.
It's no Castlevania. It's no Mega Man. It's because it only spawned, I think, 2 sequels, and they were all on the NES.
Okay.
It has no other entry for Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64.
Yeah, it didn't grow with console.
Exactly, it didn't grow with consoles. It just exists in this era. So I honestly don't know too much about it.
I just didn't know. Maybe
I just
like,
read the back of the box, and it's
the
just like...
The creator had a bad experience at like a magic show, and he was just like, stupid wizards. Like, so can you not open the... Oh, okay, it did.
I need the red key. So you get 3 different keys throughout each level. The blue key, the pink key, and the red key. You can only use the color key corresponding to that colored door.
Okay. Well, it was a chest. It was a treasure chest.
Treasure chest too.
Oh.
The colors are important. It encourages exploration in these levels. You have to find each of the keys to collect all of the... And see, there's my levitation. Whee! See, I just kind of like whoop, and it gives you a bigger jump.
Hey, it's funny, little warrior, that you're fighting against the wizard, but you're using his shit like it ain't no big deal.
That's right, stealing his shit. I'll take some of this.
He's like, I might not like you, wizard, but I mean, it is pretty cool to levitate.
I don't like you, Malkiel, but I like your shit. I'll use it.
There are certain things.
There we go. There's the red key.
In stories. Did his little outfit just change colors?
Yeah, when you collect a potion, you turn red, pink, or blue. Those are the only 3 colors that exist in this game, apparently. Even though there's a little bit of purple.
Hey, that's fine. It's probably conserving a lot of funding.
Well, that and the NES had a limited palette. You can only
okay.
select from like 12 colors, I think. That's all the computer was able to produce.
Okay.
And I remember because Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis
had such like...
They had like 16.
Scenes, yeah.
Yeah, they had 16 different colors that they could use. And then in like Nintendo 64 and other, they had 64. 64 bits.
Choking on coffee.
That's why it was called the Nintendo 64. Nintendo with 64 bits of power. And it couldn't stand a chance to the Sony PlayStation. It did better than the Sega Saturn. That was dead on arrival.
I didn't even know Sega had multiple things.
That's how bad it did.
But then again, like, you know, again, I wasn't a video game kid. I mean, I liked playing arcade games. But my mom really tried to get us out of the house.
Right. Well, my mom did too, but keep in mind, like, I lived borderline in the middle of nowhere. There were no neighbors.
Yeah, which was the thing, like, growing up, our neighborhood was full of kids.
Right.
So we always played together. Whether we liked each other or not, we played together because we had no other choice.
All right, so for this boss, just keep running to the right.
Okay.
And then when you reach the end, turn around and try to destroy as many bats as you can.
Okay.
That's the best strategy for this. So just stand up here, ha-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, and they'll just run right into your blade.
So I was going to say, the funny thing about growing up in the inner city,
it
wasn't uncommon or weird for your parents to actually lock you out of the house.
Oh.
And then you would just show up because you were hungry and there would just be sandwiches on the porch.
That's amusing.
So when she said go outside, you were outside.
You were outside. Okay. Hey, she's a big bat.
I'm pretty sure that was her way of being like, I need to go cry and I'm tired of you kids haunting me.
Oh, brother. Well, do what you gotta do, I guess.
Yeah.
But nah, I don't recall ever being locked out of the house.
Okay.
Yeah, when you defeat a boss, you also have to defeat all their malevolent spirits.
I feel like you were probably a lot, like, quieter of a kid than I was.
Yeah.
Like, I was an obnoxious child.
Yeah, you say that, yet you're a very quiet adult.
Yes.
So I'm just
this is true.
Huh.
But, like, I mean, I wasn't a loud, obnoxious child.
Esmeralda. Oh. Go save Quasimodo.
She was like, Kay, I'm late for my filming.
Who's next over here?
But yeah, like, I wasn't a very outgoing child.
Okay. Nah, I was very reclusive and kept to myself. Also, they couldn't lock me out because there was like 4 doors to get into that house. So like if you locked me out of one, I just went around back and...
There are 3 doors to get into this house.
Ah, okay.
Not to mention, as a child, I did learn how to scale the side of the house.
It's a little odd.
Yeah, my mom often
3.
needed
I count 2.
alone
What's the
time.
3rd one?
The storm door in the basement.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. You'd figure that one was always closed, though.
No, because we had a swimming pool, and there's a bathroom down there, so, like,
okay.
we weren't allowed to come into the house if we were wet.
Right.
So we had to go into the basement to dry off.
Gotcha.
And then we were allowed, like, in the house.
Yep, very common. So that's the jump right there. To get that red key, you have to,
need
like,
that
use that
leather
feather fall.
Feather fall.
Or you can ride up one of those bubbles, which you only saw briefly because I ignored the bubbles because I'm like, I don't need the bubbles, I got the feather.
Yeah.
But you got to ride up the bubbles
What's
and
that
position
little-
yourself
is that
just
the sconce?
right.
Decorative sconce.
Yeah. And ride up the bubble just to the point and then jump at the right instant and then you can get the key. It's annoying. So I recommend just getting the feather fall.
Battle axe.
Yeah, so this is the upgraded dagger of throwing. This is the battle axe. It does more damage and it flies a lot further.
Oh.
It also kind of spins around you to serve as almost like a shield.
It is really interesting to see, like, a lot of the base elements for games that I have played.
Yeah.
So, like, I know this one, well, I don't know for certain, but I'm assuming this one came before Castlevania.
Either before or like right around the same time.
Because I see, like, a lot of the same elements of, like, being able to upgrade your weapon.
Yeah.
You know, like, having the sword and something you throw.
See, that's the bubble. And you can ride them up.
Okay.
Da 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 da.
Bubble buddy.
Bubble buddy. Boo boo keys. Snake eyes. We love you.
Me first dog.
Alright, and that's a secret spot where you can collect quite a few gems.
Oh.
Because we're almost done with this level, I just need to collect, I think, 100 gems.
So is there any, like, falling to your doom? Like,
no.
Okay.
No, if you fall, he just gets dazed for a bit, and then he continues forward.
Okay. See, I feel like I wouldn't dislike it all that much if, like, there's no fall damage.
Right.
It's like, if he falls, he's, like, he doesn't immediately die.
Gotcha.
Can he crouch?
Yes, he can.
Oh.
He can crouch. He can crouch and slash. Oop, ow.
What was that animal picture that you showed me of, like... Oh, it was the little hawk.
The hawk. Yeah, crouching in a video game.
Did you know owls have really long legs?
I've heard that, yeah. Galadriel. Go start the fellowship.
Galadriel. Such odd names.
Well, we're going to continue this quest in the next part. We're already at the halfway point.
Wow.
Woohoo! See you next time.
Doodles.